Today, we're gonna share a Linux tip. So basically, sometimes we want to test the read and the write speed, like disk speed, using certain command. In this demo, we're gonna use the dd command. So the dd command, it is a like old-fashioned. Nowadays, you probably have some other command can be used. But in general, dd available for any Linux distribution, and it's very easy to use. And so we're gonna use the dd command. Okay, so this is the brief thing we're gonna do. The first, I'm going to generate a large file on fly using the dd command. So during this generation, we will see how fast the write speed is going to be, okay? Then we're going to test the read speed. So we can also test read write if we have a file, need to copy from one location to another. So we can test the speed as well, okay? And the only one thing it is here. So because each time we manipulate some data, they may be cached. So this is the command we can use to drop cache. Okay, either use this one or this one, just FYI. Okay, let's get started. So here's my system. I have a two system. It's kind of old. Okay, so one it is on the HDD drive. Another is on the external USB. Okay, so regardless, so I'm just use this as a test. So if you have like solid state SSD drive, or if you have enterprise, you can see roughly how fast it is. It's not like accurate, but it's just ballpark number. Okay, so let's get started. So this is one of the system I'm going to use. Okay, so you can see it. It's very simple. I have just a single a root directory. So let's see. I'm going to cd to the /temp directory. So from here, see, I want like generate a large file use dd. So we're going to run a command like this. Okay, so dd. So this is the command we're going to use. Okay, so the first argument rf, that is where the input file. So we're going to use /dev/0 as an input file. The output file, we're going to write the output file to /temp, the file name called tf1. Okay, so that is the block size is 1 megabyte. And the total, we're gonna do 1K, 1024, okay? So let's take a look how long it's gonna take. So you see, I get a read, it is 336 megabyte per second, okay? I would think maybe I have some cache. I don't think it's that fast, but let's take a look at the size of this file, okay? Okay, you see the size of the file is 1 gig, right? So we're gonna we use this dd command to generate, and let's clear the cache and try one more time, okay? So we're gonna clear the cache and then run the same command, okay? So let's see. So this command is going to read from the /dev0 and output it to this file. So that is basically give us a rough idea how fast your disk on write. It's pretty amazing. It's like 320 megabytes per second. Okay, let me try one more time. and 200. Try one more time. So it's basically it's like 200 300 range on the right. Okay, when we write something on the disk. Okay, so if let's remove the cache, you can see it. If I remove the cache, it's going to be a different story. Okay, so let's see this one without so 352. One more time, and 258, or maybe let me try one more time. So to get but in general, to get a good number, it is we'd better clear the cache first. Okay, so you can see on this system, I have the write speed a little bit over 200 megabytes. Okay, so that is using the dd command. So now I'm going to do a similar test, but this time I'm going to read. Okay. Run a read test. So you see, for the read test, the input file is the 1 gig file which earlier we generated. Then the output file is going to be /dev/no. Okay, so we basically just dump this file into a trash can. Okay, so let's do this. So that is read. Okay, and some reason the read it's much slower. Let me check what's going on. Something wrong, maybe wrong with my disk. Doesn't make sense, right? So let's see. 52. Let's try one more time, okay? So input file, output file. It take that slow. That's kind of unbelievable, okay? So that's interesting. I don't expect the read is so slow. Okay, so it's 50 megabytes. 55 megabytes. That is the read speed. Okay, let me see the syntax is correct. Input file, read from /temp. Output file, yeah, it is consistent. It's 50-ish. Okay. Let me try one more time with the create. Okay, let's see if we get. So the write, yeah, it looks like the write speed is much faster for the read speed on my system for whatever reason. Okay, so this is the one example. Okay. So another example, if we just see, we want to read, let's see, let's see, copy a file to see how fast it is. So my input file, like input file is this, okay? Read this file and output to the same location. So I'm going to output file to the same location. Let's see, /temp tf2. See how fast it is. Okay, so that means because the read is slow, so regardless, we will get a very low read and write on the same disk, right? So let's see how long it's gonna take. And 38, so even slower. Okay, let's try one more time. So that means for this, the last test is basically I read from the existing file and write to a file at the same location. Okay, so you can see it is 30 some megabytes. This is one of my system. If you test it on SSD, you will see much better result, like sometimes 600, 1 gig. And so anyway, so that is just a ballpark number. You see how fast your disk is. Sometimes in the real world, and when disk having problem, and you can run simple tests like this to do assessment, to see how fast your disk is. Okay, at least it should be in the normal range. Okay, so let me switch the system. So now I'm going to change to a different system. Okay, so I'm going to change to a different system. So that system called O8. So the one I'm doing it's on R8. Let me check my, I think the SS shell. Okay. So let me clean up my SS shell. Let me see 08. Yeah, probably this is the old one. Let me restart it. Okay. So let me go to that server. Yes. So I'm going to another server doing the same test now. So on this server, it is a different hard disk. Okay. So let's do the same thing. Let's see. We're gonna first to do the test the write, how fast the write is to be. Okay. So the write is basically same. You generate a larger file, read from the /dev0 and output it to a temporary whatever file name you want. Okay. So this is another system. For this system, I'm using a old HDD drive, so probably even slower. Okay, you see the write speed is 81. Let me try one more time. And we should get a similar number, more or less. Okay, let's try one more time. So we have a certain range. We run a couple of times, take average. Somewhere around 100 megabytes. 60, yeah, it's around 100. Okay, it's the same server. Let's do the read test. Okay, so I'm gonna read the file we just generated and read this file and dump into the dev node. Okay, so it is 1 gig file. See how long it's going to read this 1 gig data. And I think read probably a little bit faster than write for this disk drive. Let's see. Oh, 63. Let me see the size, so make sure it is the same size. Yeah, it's 1 gig, so this is the one. So let's try one more time, see if we get similar speed. Okay. So that means the read speed is about 60 megabytes. Write speed is faster. That's kind of interesting. And let's do the third one. Third time, like 64, 60. That is the read. Okay. So in this way, if if we are interested in the performance, so we will have certain idea how fast your disk is. Okay, let me do one more time about this write test. Okay, so read is pretty consistent, 60-ish. Okay, 63, 60, 59. That is 3 times I did for my system. But for the write, it is changing from 60-ish to 100-ish, something like that. But regardless, we have roughly know the read write speed. Okay, so after this read write speed test, let's do the same thing we did. I think we're gonna get the same speed. Okay, so we're gonna input the file is the temp1. So we're going to output a file to temp to tf2. Okay, so see how long the read write on the same disk are going to take. Okay, so it's basically the read from this file and then write to this file. Okay, so that is probably based on you see what we did so far. It's probably similar, gonna get the similar result, okay, or less. Because if I read is less than is around 60, yeah, you see it's gonna be less, a little bit less. So then the read write is using the same disk resources, and it's gonna be slower, okay. So but still, roughly we know the disk read write speed, right? So this is the megabytes. So and so you can compare with your. Sometimes you transfer from network, right? So you will know your network speed and your disk speed. So that's the that is the tip for today. Okay, and depending on your situation, maybe someday you will need to just run this just in case when you're doing some kind of test or troubleshoot experiment. All right, so this is a short video. I'm gonna just pause and stop. Okay.